You're listening to the Zipline Logistics Truck Yeah podcast, where we explore all kinds of hot topics in the logistics industry. Get ready to learn, laugh, and get your freight on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Zipline Logistics podcast. My name is Jesse Jewett. Joined with me, as always, our Director of Training and Development, Teddy Lee Knox. Teddy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How's it going today on Wednesday?
Very well. Very well.
We're in the throes of multimodal May Madness.
Oh, yeah, and people are very serious about it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Exciting. Nothing like a good competition to get the juices flowing. Today we are talking about 2023 hurricane season. Yeah. Fairly serious topic.
Yeah.
Not surprising. We've seen some upticks in hurricanes, certainly like the strength of some of the storms over the last several years. So we're just going to talk about what you can do to prepare and put yourself in the best possible situation for success navigating the difficulties of a hurricane season.
Yep.
Typically, hurricane season is from when to when?
It's from June to November.
Sure.
But I do think that you see it the worst in October. I think the worst hurricanes are always in October. It's like right at that end. I feel like you see a lot of the tropical storms building up into a hurricane. Or sometimes you can see several hurricanes throughout the season, almost like one a month. It just depends.
Yeah.
But so you can experience 6 hurricanes, 13 named storms, and this is all predicted by Colorado State University. So there's a lot of...
CSU, go Rams. Right out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, have predicted a heavy hurricane
25 days
season.
Of hurricane activity.
Sure.
55 days of named storms. Fun fact, there was a Hurricane Teddy, but it didn't make it anywhere, which I guess is a good thing, but I kind of...
Just fizzled out?
Yeah, I just kind of wish that a hurricane named after me would be more exciting.
That's fair. I guess. I don't know. It
sounds terrible, actually.
Right.
I'm glad it didn't go anywhere, but still.
Why is it important for some of our carrier and customer partners?
Well, I think hurricanes obviously cause a lot of damage no matter what, because they have those fierce winds, flooding, infrastructure issues, and then to physical assets as well. So that's not just for our customers, intershippers, and receivers that we work with, but everywhere, which can hinder any sort of transportation, whether that's trucking or not. Manufacturers and shipping facilities have to shut down operations or basically have skeleton crews to avoid jeopardizing the safety of their employees, especially since a lot of times these hurricanes can go from tropical storms to hurricanes pretty quickly.
Right.
You don't always have a ton of notice. Thanks to technology, we have a decent amount. But we also have the inclement weather that usually goes to high risk, and that can make drivers want to stay off the road. All of these things are important because we need to make sure that we're taking care of the people in this industry, people within the companies. But the other problem is stuff still has to deliver. We still have to get things there. I feel like we say this a lot in our office, trucking never stops. And it is very true. I mean, on the holidays, we got to get things to places. And, Zipline specifically, we spend a lot of time focusing on the KPIs of our customers, MABDs, OTIFs, and we really don't do out of stocks. So we really want to make sure things that are delivered there on time or have the right verbiage to help our customers get those due dates moved.
Right. That's a great call out. Trucking never stops is a very interesting way to looking at it. Obviously, specifically hurricanes, right? If it touches down in southern tip of Florida, right? That region is going to be impacted the most. But shout out Ashton Kutcher, butterfly effect. There's going to be ripple effects across the transportation industry.
Yeah.
You thought that there was going to be capacity headed down to the south. Now it's going to be diverted elsewhere.
Yeah.
That changes the capacity constraints or improves the capacity constraints in other areas. That may change pricing. That may change availability. So we're going to talk about some things that we can do to prepare the supply chain for hurricane season, and again, set up our partners for success.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a big picture one right off the rip.
Yep.
Purchasing insurance.
It's important.
That is important to have insurance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Flood or hurricane insurance. Obviously, that'll help you restore any damages to your supply chain assets, trucks, trailers, warehouse space, etc. Certainly your product.
Mm-hmm.
Added protection, you can purchase business interruption coverage. That's wild. That'll cover you for lost sales during a disruption.
But that is something that's very real. So I think it is a good idea at times like this, as we're heading into hurricane season, even if your product is produced somewhere nowhere near hurricanes normally hit, you're still going to be affected, like you said, by the butterfly effect. So I think that it's really important to make sure that you have this stuff understood, because if you lose those sales, it can be very problematic for you, for your brand, and also for just your team figuring how to get back on track.
Absolutely. What I think is important, hint, wink, wink, for the end of this podcast, a lot of this comes down to partnering with someone who's an expert.
Yep.
A lot of the things that we talk about on a daily basis, our values, communication, partnership, education, and experience, right? We have people, myself included, yourself included, who have gone through and managed these hurricane exceptions. So we're gonna wrap that up at the end. But next suggestion to prepare your supply chain for hurricane season: drop trailer shipments.
Yeah.
Give me the 411 on drop trailers.
So a drop trailer is a trailer that is staged, whether it's a pickup or delivery, and this allows more time for loading and unloading. And this is a really unique option in a case like this, because like we talked about, depending on, you can see the storm coming or the storm turning into a hurricane, whatever it may be, you can plan ahead and drop trailers to get things loaded and get them out of the area, get them on the road, get them to alternate storage facility sites, so your product can stay safe and then continue on delivery based off of those MABDs. We all know a lot of facilities, you can't deliver early and you can't deliver late. So you have to time it up perfectly, and disruptions in the weather can make that very difficult.
Right.
So if you have the inventory, you can do things like this. It also allows just a little bit more time for that skeleton crew to actually take and load the trailer and avoid things like detention rates. So there's a lot of possibilities that you can utilize drop trailers. If you can plan ahead a little bit, and you got to make sure that you have the right partner to help you plan ahead for that right equipment.
Right.
Before we were talking that this is obviously best for ambient or dry freight.
Sure.
But we have done before reefer drops. So it's possible, just a little bit more expensive.
Got to have full tank of gas.
Yes.
Got to have people monitoring it at the warehouse where it's dropped, or the secure storage facility where it's dropped.
Yeah.
The drop trailers on the shipping end, right? We talked about the regional butterfly effects. A hurricane touches down in Texas or Florida, but we're shipping from New Jersey going into those places. Well, the shipper in New Jersey can't just hold for an infinite amount of time inventory for those delivery destinations. So we would partner with a carrier that has drop trailer capabilities. Maybe they can load those trailers, drop them at the shipper's yard. If they don't have a yard, that carrier can then take them to their secure yard, drop them, hold them in hopefully a middle ground where the hurricane is not affected as much, and then deliver them out at the end. I wouldn't think you'd want to drop trailers into the hurricane zone.
Maybe not. No.
But that's something that we would lean on, again, our expert partners to identify.
Yep.
We're headed into the next tip to help you prepare your supply chain for hurricane season: increasing your visibility with technology.
So Canopy.
Sure.
Is what I want to say there. Not only does Canopy have a weather overlay, so you can actually see what's happening, which is really beneficial because you can watch the news and all of that stuff as well, but when you're focused on your freight, sometimes that's all you can see. And now we have the map there that shows you any potential storms, those tropical storms, or I don't know, really I guess, advanced thunderstorms can still cause a lot of issues. So
Sure.
the availability to see that can allow you to understand that there's going to be delays. Talk to your shippers and receivers, get a little bit more time, and also just be prepared for what's about to happen. So you make a plan to worry about the cost per piece after the fact and get back on track.
Sure. Everyone has, I would imagine, most of our customers have some sort of software that's able to sort their projected orders and where they're going, who's going to get what PL at what time. We certainly have that in our system, both on Canopy and our load management software. So we hear about, through our education and experience, shout out our values. We understand where the hurricane's going to hit, what that's going to impact. We're sorting those shipments on our board. Hey, boom, 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 boom. These 12 shipments going into this specific area over these next 3 days are going to be most affected. That represents 4 customers. We need to reach out to them, get a plan in place, figure out what we want to do, et cetera, et cetera. Proactive, excellent communication, utilizing the technology tools that you have to adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and I also think it's really nice we have, for full truckload, we have that macro point. For LTL, we have that API connectivity. So even if you're shipping those things, you're going to be able to see updates in this uncertain time of where your product is.
Right.
And that's going to provide visibility for you, your customers, your buyers, and eliminate any additional stress on top of what you're already dealing with.
Absolutely. Next up, knowing your business. We already touched on it a little bit with those first 3 bullet points, but again, if a hurricane affects one specific area, we got to figure out what type of product you have and how that's going to adjust with the consumers, right? A bottled water company is probably going to be increased demand in an area where a hurricane hits versus what do we call it? A luxury item.
Yes.
A luxury item like fancy cheese, for example.
Not that it's not important. It's
Sure.
just not crucial at that time.
Correct. So, and the retail partners maybe would prioritize those high demand shipments, which we certainly partner with.
I've seen that often, even when there's not an issue, through places like Amazon.
Sure.
Where they have a certain need for something, so they will reschedule your appointment for someone else's to come in based off of priority. And I've seen Costco do it in times of hurricanes, and I've seen UNFI basically cancel appointments. Sam's Club has called us asking us to change appointments around.
Right.
And it definitely happens. And you need to be able to have the partners with good relationships that can figure that stuff out, that can take that trailer, drop it in a storage yard for a little bit, and then deliver to Walmart as requested. That only makes you look better.
Right.
Because
absolutely,
your brand, I guess, did what they asked.
Nailed it.
Helped.
Next up, analyzing the capabilities of others in your supply chain.
So this to me is your warehouse. So staying online with your warehouse. I lost my train of thought.
Right. Most of our customer partners, right, they wouldn't own their own warehouse.
Yes.
They partner with a third-party warehousing company.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to communicate with them. What's the plan? When are your hours going to be working? With this, when is this supposed to touch down? When is it supposed to get the worst? When is it supposed to get relieved? Let's all proactively communicate. Again, communication. Shout out to our values. Is there a partner that can be the middle conduit between the customer, the shipper, the carriers, the receivers, etc.?
Yeah.
I'm raising my hand. This is not a great visual, but that would be us, Zipline, right? We're talking to the shippers daily. We're, again, going into those receivers daily, and we talk to our customers on a daily basis. So we're putting plans and actions, gathering all the important parties together and trying to understand their capabilities in a difficult time.
Yeah. One thing that I do want to add now, because I remember what I wanted to say,
Sure.
is you need to prioritize your own freight sometimes based off of your biggest customers, and that goes into knowing your business. So you're going to have a load that is maybe staged for someone else, and you're going to have to unfortunately prioritize another. And to your point, understanding those connections, those partnerships that you have will make that all easier to discuss. But then also having that, everyone having the visibility of what that is will allow us to make other plans to help all parties within the network, not just the customer. That's not the point of working within a network.
Absolutely. Last but not least, and it's been a common theme throughout all of these tips, it's communicating with your supply chain partners.
Yep.
Right? No detail about the operation is too small to share with everybody in these difficult times, right? We have to know this most simple thing that you wouldn't think is super critical.
Yeah.
Hours of operations, right? Like, they normally ship 8 to 5. Well, hurricane's about to land. They're only going to be open until noon today. So we need everything out so that we're not going to stay later. We need to get on the road and get out of into safety. Things of that nature. Hey, we're going to open up. We had to close Thursday afternoon and all day Friday. So what we're going to do is, we're going to double check with everybody on Friday afternoon, see how things are going. We might open for 4 hours extra on Saturday to try and clear out some shipments. Awesome. Yeah. That's going to be beneficial. This particular PO, we were able to get it loaded. That receiver can't handle it in Florida due to the hurricane on Thursday or Friday, so they pushed it out to Tuesday. We've talked to a carrier. They have the trailer in a secure yard in North Carolina. They're going to find a driver to help us deliver it on Tuesday. Every single detail needs to be communicated quickly and efficiently so that everybody is on the same page and the expectations are being met, right? Because you can really, really shine in this time of crisis with the right partners and with the right people that are helping you navigate the difficulties.
Yeah, because when you are in a time of crisis like this, we all have our staples that we go towards. So if your staple isn't there, that kind of, again, that involuntary sampling could lead you to another brand.
Sure.
So that's something to keep note of, even though that's not the main point. The main point is safety.
Right. And I think one last thing too, like when you consider a retailer or a customer, like we talk about how we specialize in Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club, UNFI, KeyHe, right? They have scorecards, right? They are tracking them. Yep. As you can imagine, they are not going to, I wouldn't say do you any favors or do our brands any favors, but they'll be accommodating or fair as long as you have the right data to support, hey, this is what happened. Yeah. Here's the breadcrumbs or the email track or the communication that we've had, that we had it scheduled on the MABD date of June 15th. It was rescheduled to June 19th because of the hurricane. Yeah. Here's the back and forth that we have, the tracks kind of showing our case. Yeah. This is why this missed MABD shouldn't be held against us, or at the very least should be categorized as natural disaster or act of God, if you will.
I agree.
Somebody's had a lot of coffee today. As always, partnering with Zipline will help you because we are a proactive logistics solutions provider.
Yes, we are.
Fast communications, proactive solutions, as I just mentioned.
Just mentioned a couple. I mean, just take those, right?
Yeah, consultative approach, right? We're not just taking orders. We're offering optimized options. That's a fun way to say it. Consistent and thorough communication. Obviously, our Canopy software provides you extra visibility and transparency. And what I would like to say is just education and experience. It's one of our values. Yeah. We've gone through this before. We've handled these types of problems pretty regularly and well, I'd like to say.
And we never stop learning about it either and applying. So it's constant education that our customers get the benefit of. It's not just, hey, this is the model that fit in 2005. Let's do it again.
Got to keep evolving, Teddy.
Yes, you do. And we'll always be honest with you as well, which may not always be the best. But
sure,
that's important for your business.
That's super important, understand, especially when you talk about setting those expectations in a time of crisis.
Yeah, And we follow through on our commitments, and times like this is extremely important, not just honoring our rates, but honoring the service that we can provide, even when it comes to natural disasters.
Well, I don't love natural disasters, but I love that description that you just had. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
That's hurricane season. Give us a call, 888-GO-ZIPLINE. We can help you out. Thanks for joining us on another edition of the Zipline Logistics Podcast. We will see you next time.